Welcome, Radiant Leo souls, whether you're a longtime cosmic royal who's been roaring with us through every retrograde, or you're brand new to Golden Fortune Leo, fresh from a midnight scroll and a gut feeling you couldn't ignore. I'm truly glad you're here. Now let's set the record straight. What you've been moving through lately isn't just another bad week or a cosmic fluke. It's not burnout, and it's definitely not random. It's divine recalibration. And I say this not just as someone who's read more charts than I've had hot meals, but as someone who has personally limped through my own Pluto transits and come out the other side with both scars and wisdom. This isn't chaos. This is initiation. When we talk about transformation, we often forget that it doesn't look pretty. It looks like spiritual sweatpants, skipped haircuts, and wondering if the universe is ghosting you. But Leo, let me be the voice that reminds you you've been performing even when the stage lights went out. You kept showing up, not for the claps, but because your soul knew the audience was bigger than what you could see. This moment right now? It's not just a pat on the back. It's the universe stepping forward and saying, I saw all of it. Because when you're one of the chosen ones, applause doesn't come in noise, it comes in alignment. You've been faithful without feedback. You've been planting seeds in spiritual drought, and you've held the line when most would have walked away. That's not weakness, that's legendary. Trust me, this isn't your garden variety resilience. This is the kind that doesn't get posted on social media, the kind that builds root systems deep enough to hold your future. Your reflection may have looked dim in the mirror, but that wasn't the death of your light, it was the gathering of your fire. So if you've been wondering whether you're still on the path, whether the silence meant stop or simply wait, know this: your pause was never punishment. It was preparation. You weren't being left behind. You were being fortified for the year of triumph 2025. And now, Leo, the universe is finally moving the pieces into place. Not because you're lucky, but because you endured. And if that's not worthy of a crown, I don't know what is. Let's talk about timing, Leo. And not the missed the bus, burned your toast kind of timing. I mean divine timing, the type that makes zero sense until it makes all the sense. When the Seven of Pentacles shows up, it's not here to flash lights or throw confetti. It's more like that quiet old monk on the mountaintop who just nods at you and says, keep going. You see, soul work doesn't yell. It whispers. And in those whispers, your roots were forming deep, unshakable, sacred. The frustration you've felt lately? That wasn't because you were off track. It was because your soul was being recalibrated to hold the magnitude of what's coming. You weren't stuck. You were being grounded. Big difference. In the year of triumph 2025, not every seed planted gets to bloom, but the ones you've sown with patience, grit, and a little bit of cosmic side-eye, those are about to bear fruit. Just imagine how many people yank their seeds out of the soil every time they don't see a sprout in 2 weeks. Not you, Leo. You've been in divine gardening mode. You've watered your dreams with prayer, sweat, and probably a few dramatic monologues to the universe, which, let's be honest, totally counted as affirmations. And then comes the Nine of Wands, oh yes, the spiritual badge of honor. This card isn't for the faint of heart. It's for the ones who've walked through storms with no umbrella, showed up with their spirit duct taped together, and still refused to give up. Leo, you're not just tired. You're battle-tested. You've survived silent seasons, spiritual betrayal, and moments where quitting looked tempting, but your soul was too noble to fold. That's not just strength. That's ancestral-grade resilience. The kind your great-grandmother probably prayed into your DNA. You're not carrying wounds, you're carrying wisdom. And if that doesn't make you a cosmic warrior, I'm not sure what will. So, don't confuse your exhaustion with weakness. What you're feeling is the weight of becoming. And as someone who has seen lifetimes of transformation, let me tell you, this level of fire doesn't just burn, it forges. Keep going. You're closer than it looks. If your life were a movie, Leo, and let's be honest, it kind of is. This is the scene where everything shifts. The background music fades in. The camera zooms close. You're standing at the edge of something big, not because you're trying to prove anything, but because something deep within you has clicked. That's what the Judgment card brings. It's the moment your soul contract pings like a cosmic notification. No snooze button, no ignoring it. The universe is basically saying, alright, superstar, the rehearsal's over. It's showtime. And this isn't about striving harder or hustling for validation. This is about remembering who you are underneath all the layers of survival, performance, and people-pleasing. You didn't survive all that chaos just to loop back around and repeat karmic patterns like a rerun of some outdated drama. No. You're here to rewrite the script. To close the book on that chapter and start a new one where you're no longer cast as the underdog but the author, the director, and the lead. Trust me, as someone who's studied soul cycles, planetary transits, and the tricky business of self-actualization for decades, I can tell you when judgment shows up, the universe isn't whispering anymore. It's knocking. Loudly. And then comes the shedding, the spiritual exfoliation, if you will. This is where we wave goodbye, preferably with sass, to those outdated versions of ourselves. The roles you played to fit in, to be loved, to avoid rocking the boat? They've expired. That mask doesn't even fit anymore. Leo, you don't owe anyone an explanation for your evolution. You've outgrown spaces, patterns, and people, and you're not obligated to shrink to make them comfortable. You're not dragging baggage into the throne room. You're stepping in clean. No disclaimers. No dimming. Just you, radiant, real, and finally aligned with what your soul has known all along. You're not becoming someone new. You're becoming someone true. And if that's not a glow-up of legendary proportions, I don't know what is. Let's talk about manifestation, Leo, but not the glittery, vision board kind where you cut out yachts and six-pack ABS from magazines. I'm talking about real manifestation. The kind that sneaks up on you when you've nearly forgotten what you even asked for. That's what the Ace of Pentacles represents. It's not loud. It doesn't come in with fireworks or an entourage. It comes quietly, confidently, like a divine FedEx delivery with no return label. And yes, sometimes it's a job offer, a place to live, a business opportunity, or even a connection that feels so aligned it's spooky, in a good way. This is not luck. This is divine reciprocity. The universe has been watching you show up when it was hard, dig deep when it was dark, and keep the faith when even your horoscope felt vague. And now? It's payout time. The kind of payout that says, I saw everything and I didn't forget. Now, just when you think you're catching your breath, along comes the Chariot. Let's be real, this card doesn't ask if you're ready. It throws you the keys and says, let's ride. But hold up, you're not in the passenger seat. You're Leo. You're driving. And this isn't some ride share through the cosmos. This is your destiny lane, and it just opened up like the parting of the Red Sea. All those dreams you thought you missed out on? They didn't pass you by, they were circling the block until you were aligned enough to receive them. Now that you are, acceleration mode activated. But here's the kicker, the part people love to skip, the silence before all this movement. That wasn't the universe ghosting you. That was a cosmic bootcamp. You weren't being punished, you were being purified. Your desires were being sorted, your energy recalibrated, and your timeline cleansed of everything that was dragging your frequency down. You had to let go of what looked shiny but wasn't sacred. And that, my friend, takes spiritual maturity most people only read about in self-help books they never finish. What's happening now? It's the result of that silent work. The universe has finally synced up with your soul's playlist, and it's not on shuffle anymore. It's on purpose. And Leo, you're not just catching a break. You're catching alignment. Let me say something that might just settle deep into your solar plexus, Leo, you trusted in the dark. And no, I'm not talking about fumbling for your phone charger at 2 a.m. in pitch black silence. I mean, you trusted the process when nothing made sense. You stayed when it would have been easier to disappear. You held your vision with calloused hands and a trembling heart. And that kind of faith? That's not basic. That's legendary. That's the kind of energy the universe doesn't just reward, it multiplies. The closing message of this reading doesn't come with a whisper, it comes with a cosmic mic drop, divine multiplication. This isn't a simple case of you reap what you sow. This is you sowed with tears, and now you're harvesting with thunder. Everything you poured into your healing, your boundaries, your rebirth, it's coming back to you, not in equal measure, but in exponential form. That's the kind of math the universe uses when it's dealing with Leo royalty. And guess what? You're not on hold anymore. This isn't another waiting room season. You are arriving. Fully. Fiercely. And with enough soul to make the stars stop and stare. Welcome to the Year of Triumph 2025, where the opportunities don't just knock, they roll out a damn red carpet. You're not here to sneak in through the back door of destiny. You are front and center, with the spotlight exactly where it belongs. Now, before we go any further, let's ground this energy with a little soul affirmation. And I don't mean the kind you write on sticky notes and forget. I mean the kind you live. My light was never gone. It was gathering strength. I release the past, reclaim my crown, and open to the life that was always meant for me. Take that in. Say it out loud. Heck, shout it into your shampoo bottle if you have to. Whatever it takes to remind your subconscious that you're not becoming someone new, you're becoming someone true. That crown? It's not borrowed. It's been yours all along. So, if something in this reading stirred that deep, ancient part of you, the part that remembers how powerful you were before the world tried to tame you, good. That means you're not just here for a reading. You're here for a reckoning. You're one of the chosen ones, and that comes with responsibility. To shine. To lead. To roar when others whisper. And maybe, to remind a few souls along the way that light doesn't just exist in the heavens. It lives in you. Now do me, and your future self, a favor, drop a comment, share this message with your pride, and hit that subscribe button like the divine lion you are. Around here at Golden Fortune Leo, we don't just track the stars. We become them. Because Leo, your fire, it was never meant to just warm others. It was meant to lead the way. And now, the world is finally ready for your roar.